The Kansas City Chiefs are coming off a Super Bowl win and are looking to go back-to-back for the first time. Now, throughout the entirety of the offseason, there were some names that ended up either walking in free agency or they let them go, including a couple of guys in wide receivers Juju Smith-Schuster, who ended up going to New England, and then also Mecole Hardman decided to go pair up with Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets, leaving them with a couple of wide receivers in Kadarius Toney, Sky Moore, MVS, and even some unproven guys like Justin Ross or a newly signed wide receiver in Richie James, or even Justin Watson is another guy who they actually have some high hopes for. But those are the guys that were surrounding, Patrick Mahomes on this roster as his main targets. And then heading into the NFL draft, there were so many rumors spiraling around the league, talking about the possibility of Andy Reid in the front office adding maybe another wide receiver to this room early on in the draft to help out one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, if not the best quarterback in the NFL right now. And many wide receivers fell off the board relatively quickly throughout the draft process, but there was one name that stood out to me that the Kansas City Chiefs absolutely stole: Rashee Rice. With the 55th overall pick in the NFL draft, the Kansas City Chiefs secured one of the most underrated wide receiver projects to go early on. And, Rice was headed to the Super Bowl champions and was about to make his mark at the NFL level with a potential Hall of Famer at quarterback. In this video, I'll be breaking down the first few games for Rashee Rice and why I think he can be a big-time contributor on this team next season, but more importantly, why he can help lead them to another Super Bowl this season. However, before we jump into the video, I need you guys to do me a huge favor and smash that like button if you haven't already done so. Listen, it helps out the channel so much you don't even understand. So let's even get the video up to 500 likes. I don't post too many Chiefs videos, but if you guys want more Chiefs videos for the future, hit the like button and comment down below just saying you want more Chiefs videos, and I got you guys covered. I also will be live streaming a ton of Chiefs games throughout the season. I might even be live on the 26th for the Chiefs preseason game at 1 o'clock if you guys want to watch that with me as well. But make sure you guys turn on post notifications so you're notified every time we go live for a game, every time we post a video. And lastly, if you guys play fantasy football but hate being stressed about roster management being, starting and sit decisions, you guys don't have to worry about that anymore. If you guys sign up to Underdog Fantasy using my code, it is so much fun. I'm going to be doing fantasy drafts every single week, even yearly long fantasy leagues as well. So if you guys want to join that, make sure you guys click the link. Check out the little segment I'm going to have at the end of this video. The link is in the description. Check it out. It is so much fun, and we're going to be doing it all year long. So if you want to join some leagues with me, go check out Underdog Fantasy. But without any further ado, let's get right into today's video. Now, when Rashee Rice was originally drafted to Kansas City, many people outside of the Chiefs fan base in the media didn't really know how impactful Rice could be. But now they are slowly starting to begin to realize just how deadly this little duo could be between him and Patrick Mahomes. Now, coming out of the NFL draft, Rashee Rice was a very intriguing prospect to me. Now, he had a great blend of size, length, and speed, and he also had an impressive leap and catch radius, but the most important trait that he had coming out of college was a very underrated one, especially for the Kansas City Chiefs. The trait that I'm talking about is his ability to scramble with the quarterback, and his IQ to work back to the football has always stood out, even back to his high school days. And we all know how much Patrick Mahomes likes to get outside the pocket and keep plays alive. This alone will make him so valuable for a guy like Patrick Mahomes going forward. Now, heading into the start of the preseason, everybody, and I mean everybody, was so excited what he can do in game action. However, rookie wide receiver Rashee Rice started slowly in his first two preseason games, combining for a drop in both first quarters. But then, out of nowhere, the second round draft pick bounced back well enough that Patrick Mahomes is comparing him to a former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver, at least in terms of his style of play as a wide receiver. Now, Mahomes was actually quoted saying, "I say he has a lot of what Sammy Watkins had when he first got here. Being able to catch the ball, be physical, but still have speed and everything like that. He's going to be a great player for us, and we're going to keep trying to push him to get better." These comments came right after Rice led the Chiefs with 8 catches, 96 receiving yards, and a 38-10 win over the Arizona Cardinals last Saturday. Rice had 2 catches of 25 or more yards. One when he got open on the left sideline, and then another when he took a short pass and made 2 defenders miss and picked up an extra 20 yards. It was the latter play that the Chiefs and Mahomes were most intrigued about. The Chiefs drafted Rice in part because of his ability to pick up yards after the catch. Against the Cardinals, the Chiefs tried to feature Rice in that role on a couple of different, possessions, some different snaps, and once on a screen pass and another on a pop pass. And, he was coming across the formation in motion, and then, he's just been utilized in a ton of different ways. And this, to me, is just showcasing how, valuable he can be with this team. I mean, right away, you look at this wide receiver core with Kadarius Toney being out, and man, did he take advantage. He stepped up huge with the absence of Kadarius Toney, and has, actually made it really hard for the Chiefs not to play him, or at least give him some playing time throughout the regular season. Now, with the wide receiver room of Sky Moore and MVS and Kadarius Toney, Richie James, Justin Watson, Justin Ross, and now Rashee Rice, it seems to me that the Chiefs are pretty set at wide receiver, maybe for a very long time going forward. Sky Moore, former second-round pick. Rashee Rice, a second-round pick this season. Kadarius Toney, a former high draft pick a couple of years back. They're young. They're hungry. And they want to win back-to-back Super Bowls. And I think Rashee Rice is a guy that can really help them do it right away. I mean, he's a guy who's going to get open. He's going to make some plays that happen after the catch. And he's a guy that Patrick Mahomes is already excited to utilize, excited to get on the field, and excited to continue to build chemistry with throughout the regular season. Guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, join the family, turn on post notifications, check out Underdog Fantasy if you want to play in some more fantasy leagues with me throughout the season. And if you guys do sign up, comment down below right now, and I'll make sure that you guys are in my league for the entirety of the season. I do have a draft coming up next weekend with some spots available. Like I said, sign up, comment down below, and I'll make sure you guys are in the fantasy league for next weekend. I think there's 4 spots available. I'm also going to be live streaming tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday, I believe. So make sure you guys come through for that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. And if you love playing fantasy sports like football, basketball, baseball, and so many other sports, but also love being able to win money, you're going to want to stick around for this whole segment. Introducing Underdog Fantasy, the ultimate platform for fantasy sports lovers. Do you want to experience the thrill of drafting your team and competing for huge prizes? Well, look no further. With Underdog Fantasy, you get access to a wide range of fantasy sports, including football, basketball, baseball, and so much more. But here's what makes Underdog Fantasy stand out from all of those other apps. They've got quick and user-friendly drafting process, a unique and exciting game formats, fair and competitive contests for all skill levels, and attractive bonuses and promotions. Not only can you draft teams and compete with others, but you can also play a game of higher and lower, which is personally my favorite thing to do on there, but you can potentially win 20 times the money you put down. And if you use code MattyDubs when you sign up, Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. And what that means is basically when you deposit, let's say $100, they'll give you a free $100 to use and play with. Click the link in the description to get started, or head to the website right now to start dominating the fantasy world. And don't miss out on all the fun. Be a part of the Underdog community starting now. And don't forget, if you use code MattyDubs, they'll match your first deposit up to $100. Let's get started. Get into drafts with me starting today.